Okay, Thomas, did you catch? So how did you catch the ball, and was your foot in bounds on that one on the sideline?
I haven't looked at it yet, but I don't know what would have happened if they reviewed it or not. But I just kind of had one hand free, so I just kind of tipped it to myself and then brought it in.
You developed, like, I know we talked to you about this a little bit earlier this season, but you really developed a knack for making these grabs. And we could probably ask your quarterback this, but can't. So, I mean, your ability to stretch that catch radius, it obviously has to be comforting, I would assume, to the guy throwing you the ball.
Yeah, I hope so. And, that just kind of goes with us having trust with each other. I know he's going to put the ball, in my vicinity, so I just have to go get it.
Did you guys have this kind of chemistry between you before he started playing? Had you guys worked a ton together, or has it just sort of happened out there on the field?
Yeah, I feel like we've had chemistry before. We got a lot of reps together. Finley too in fall camp. With all the quarterbacks, and I think it's just growing with each game.
The longer touchdown catch of the two obviously was a little bit of an adjustment on the ball there. Can you take us through kind of what happened on that play?
I think he kind of just went through his progression a little late, but he knew that it was kind of a one-on-one situation, so he just put it up for me to make the play.
How important is, as a receiver, how much do you appreciate that? If you get one-on-one, you probably like your odds at this point. So how much is that important that he just takes those shots?
Yeah, I definitely think it's important because, the only way we can make the chemistry work is if, he trusts me and he gives me opportunities to make those plays.
Yeah. How did you see Brett kind of handle that adversity last week and build into tonight's performance, which was one of his most efficient yet?
Yeah, I think as a team we all, just kind of in the back of our mind wanted to just put that game to rest and come out and kind of prove a point.
Was there a common focus or anything this week that you guys took to the field or tried to apply during practice that you could, that would help you tonight?
We talked a lot about starting fast and kind of playing a complete game, and we did a lot of ball security this week.
He's going to work with Tyler Horn on his finishing ability. He's 2 chances now. He hasn't quite been able to get across that goal line yet.
Yeah, I thought it was a good run. He tried to make a move on the guy.
What Jeremy did tonight, how much trust do you guys have in that guy at this point, and what he's been able to do for this offense this year?
Jeremy's been huge all year. He's been playing lights out, and it opens up the pass game, and the pass game opens up the run game. So I think we just kind of feed off each other, and it's good to see how much we're putting all of our trust in him.
Jay was such a unique. Physically he was unique. He was 6 foot, 220 pounds, and he could kind of take that beating. J-Mac's not as big as him, but what's it like to see him kind of do the things that Jay was able to accomplish last year? Yeah,
well, J-Mac's a tough kid, and you guys see it. He fights for every yard he gets, and we appreciate that a lot. And the plays he makes, it's just kind of unbelievable.
What do you think it'd be like to get 40 touches in a game?
Yeah, I'd be exhausted.
How much did you guys track what happened last night with Utah State? And is there a sense that opens some doors for you guys a little bit?
Right now it's kind of out of our hands, so I think we're just kind of taking it one game at a time. In the back of your head, you kind of know what happened, but I think we're just focused on who we're playing.
It was brought up earlier when Jeremy was at the podium, but this idea of getting into a groove, as he gets more carries, he kind of feels things out. You kind of started off a little bit slow this year, but over the last 2 games you've really gotten going. Do wide receivers kind of get into a groove as the year progresses?
I think everyone gets into a groove, and kind of our offense as a whole, it feels like we've been in a groove. There's been ups and downs, but I feel like we take everything that we did the previous game and bring it into the next game.
I know that you've caught a lot of passes over the last year or whatnot, but it definitely seems like you're kind of emerging as that guy that is going to continue to move up the all-time lists here at Boise State and stuff like that. So just a responsibility to follow in the guys of Matt Miller, and you play with a guy like Shane Williams-Rhodes and Austin Pettis and all those names. What's it kind of like to start to kind of assume that role in this program?
Yeah, it's definitely, means a lot to me because I've always looked up to those guys, and to be able to just be in the same, thought as those guys is huge for me.
All right, thanks, Thomas. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Thomas.